Good Thursday evening or Friday morning, whenever you're watching this. We record this kind of late during the evening hours, trying to keep you updated on what's going on with the weather. This is our Weather Overtime blog, keeping you updated on what's going on with the forecast, but taking a little bit more time than what we usually do during a normal about 3-minute weathercast, giving us a chance to kind of expound on what's going on, maybe answer a few more questions and take it a little slower instead of rushing through a regular newscast on air. So if you have any questions or concerns or want to see something specific on here, drop me a line at aonek@wdef.com. Would love to hear from you. And if there's something on here that you would like to see, let us know. We would love to be able to post different weather scenarios and other things that we use on here. Coming up, we'll take a look at what's going on for the Thanksgiving holiday, which is kind of iffy at this point. We'll take a look at whether the troops are. If you have friends or loved ones, we'll take a look at a few places around the world, especially in the upcoming weeks as we go toward the holiday season when not everybody can make their way home from overseas. And we'll take a look at that forecast into the weekend, which is going to be a bit on the cool side, so stay tuned for more on that. Quick check on the 3-day forecast. Numbers again through the rest of the next couple of days. Chilly and dry, but otherwise not seeing any major problems. No rainfall expected, no snow either, but thanks to a succession of cold fronts coming on through, it will be decently cool. The almanac showing temperatures again well below normal for today. Numbers should be in the lower 60s. We are in the mid to upper 40s. Again, that's a full category and a half below where we should be. Nothing in the rain gauge. We are ahead for the month and the year, but just barely. We could really use a little bit more rainfall to kind of top that off, tamp down the wildfire danger, but so far we're just not seeing that for right now. Thanking Ronald Gossett for a beautiful view of Harrison Bay at sunset. That's our West Shore home weather window picture of the day for Thursday. If you've got weather pictures, send them in at pictures@wdef.com to our email address. And thanking Maria Barnett, a 4th grade teacher at Chattanooga Christian School, for an opportunity for me to come in and talk weather with their class today. Had a great time, excellent questions, well-behaved kids, and very thankful to get out and do some weather and meteorology and science. Heading out on the links for a good walk spoiled. Temperatures will be brisk, high 40s to lower 50s briefly for Friday, and westerly winds might be a bit of a problem with the slice or the hook out there. We're not seeing anything in the way of rainfall at this time and not expecting anything really to be showing up anytime soon. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. Quick check of the tropics. Running down the hurricane season, a couple of weeks left, and nothing showing up from the National Hurricane Center that shows any signs of development, but we still have a ways to go before the end of the season, so keep it tuned and we'll let you know about that. Our next cold front is inbound, and as it gets closer to us, we'll be seeing the potential of not much in the way of rainfall. There are some spotty areas of snow showers back between Chicago, Lexington, Kansas City, and Wichita, but we're just not seeing anything in the way of major problems with precipitation. What we are going to see is this front making its way through the area into tomorrow, and with that we might see the potential of some of these gray area, these clouds drifting on through. So every once in a while we could see some clouds passing in front of the sun, maybe mostly cloudy at times, but we're just not seeing anything in the way of moisture, at least just yet. That is possibly to come for the next 48 hours. Chilly at the bus stop. Again, scrape the entire windshield clean. Nobody likes that whole periscope driving, and that's very unsafe. Through the rest of the day, that front begins to make its way through. You can kind of see that curve in the clouds going through there. So we do have, again, just a bit of a front making its way through, and as it does, cloud cover here and there, highs in the upper 40s to lower 50s. A few more clouds for Saturday morning, lows in the upper 20s to lower 30s, and by Saturday afternoon, briefly in the mid to upper 40s at best, but we're not seeing anything in the way of rain, snow, or anything else, and very much on the dry side out there. So through the rest of the evening, toward dawn patrol tomorrow morning, temperatures back in the mid to upper 20s. The moon is going to be just about the last quarter, and that might be enough to mess up the Leonid meteor shower tonight. You might catch a few of those through about midnight and into the early morning, but the moonlight will wash out most of that. And through the day, looking at sunshine, but again, more clouds coming through. with that front advancing through the area by afternoon into evening. Drought situation is a little bit improved over the last couple of weeks from the Climate Prediction Center. We are seeing again a severe drought situation setting up in the eastern part of the viewing area, and that's why we could use more of that rainfall going on. But chances of rain over the next 6 to 10 days are going to be just barely above normal, looking at mainly the possibility of staying very normal on rainfall, just a either-or situation. It is going to be a little bit cooler for the time being, but we will warm up toward next weekend as our next storm system develops. Here's where we start looking at that long-range forecast, and again, the longer you go between forecasts, when you're looking at something that is a week away, a lot can change. And as you get closer and closer to that event, the forecast models will be able to tell us more about what's going on. Now, for right now, we could see some showers on Wednesday, but I've taken them out of the forecast for midweek. By the time we get into Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, and maybe Friday, we might see a few spotty showers out there. The real interesting part of this forecast is going to go into around late Saturday and early afternoon on Sunday. Storm system will be making its way off the East Coast, and this one will have some strength to it. It looks like it's going to be enough to dredge up some lake effect snows coming in from off the Great Lakes and into New England. Now, that it doesn't look to be affecting us. That one burst riding ahead of that might be something, but again, this is still way too early to tell. What we're looking at for right now is going to be, again, maybe some travel slowdowns into areas north of us. So I would say anything north of I-70 might be looking at the potential for some snow showers and possible roadway delays. New England over to the Mississippi and the Dakotas might see some problems, but again, this is about a week away, so we have to wait a little bit until time goes a little bit quicker and we see the potential of what we might be looking at a lot more accurately. So it's going to take a little bit for that to actually happen. Well, so we've already done the tropics. I guess we'll do it one more time. Nothing going on in the tropics at this point. 7-day forecast. Friday looking good. A few clouds with that frontal passage. Dry and sunny and cool for Saturday and Sunday. We've taken the rain out of the forecast again for Wednesday. Not seeing anything there. But for Thanksgiving, we might be looking at the potential of some scattered showers. Doesn't look like anything except rainfall. Way too warm at this time for anything involving frozen precipitation. Not everybody can get home at the holidays, so taking a look around the world at several places where American troops are serving. Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. Temperatures tonight back in the lower 80s. Humidity way up there, as you might expect, close to the tropics, so heat index of 84, but at least a nice northerly breeze out there. And going back toward the Mediterranean, around the area of naval support activity, Naples in Italy. Pleasant, temperatures in the mid-60s, a lot of cloud cover out there early Friday morning, and winds out of the west-southwest at about 6 miles per hour with a little bit of haze, 5 mile per hour visibility. And if you've got friends or loved ones, stick around. We'll be letting you know a little bit more about various places through the holiday season and beyond as we try to bring a little bit of information your direction, as again, sometimes it's a long ways away and the home front likes to know what's going on. So stay tuned to my social media pages for more, and we'll bring you more weather where the troops are coming up in the next several weeks. Again, questions, concerns, ideas about what you might like to see here, drop me a line at Onek@wdef.com. And of course, we'll have more on your Friday and into the weekend forecast coming up on Friday afternoon on News 12, and keeping you updated again as we approach that busy travel section of next week from Wednesday and into Thanksgiving itself, and of course that big Sunday travel period coming up right afterwards as everybody heads back home from Grandma's house or Grandma heading back home. We'll have updates again on the forecast with Chip Chapman bright and early. Stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for more coming up on News 12. Join us for more forecast updates there and at WDEF.com/weather.